Hi there, welcome to my stream. I have something really cool on my wall now. Ta-da! It says my channel name, and I'm very happy with it. I got it gifted from an amazing friend of mine who's very supportive, and I feel very seen and loved. It was the perfect gift, and I was so excited to hang it up, and they got it for me for Christmas, and I opened it early, but I didn't actually get to hang it up until recently. So yeah, there it is. There it is. I hope all of you guys had a fantastic holiday, weekend, whatever. Yeah, mine was good. Mine was pretty chill. Yeah, nothing to write home about. Just spend some time with my boyfriend's family, which was nice. And yeah, it's nice to have some people to hang out with. I know the holidays can be hard for some people, so I hope no matter where you are or what you did, I hope that you were happy and enjoying yourself or enjoying your time with others that you love. Today is special because I'm not going to be playing any game. I'm just going to be yapping, which is funny because I kind of felt a little bit nervous about it, because I'm like, man, this is like the first time that I'm actually streaming and not playing a game. It's different. Wow. But yeah, we're going to be talking about games. I am going to rank all the games that I've streamed this year. So yeah, 2023 games streamed rank tier list thing. I have a couple categories, just four. I tried to think about them so they didn't seem too redundant or silly. I don't know, they might still be. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this with a list or tier list or whatever. Yeah, so bear with me. These are just games that I've streamed. Most of them I have played already. So, but some of them I haven't. Some of them, it was my first time playing on stream. So yeah, these are all kind of spooky survival horror games, in a sense. I'm not going to be like talking in depth about what each game is about. I'm kind of just going to be talking about my experience with the games that I've played, and yeah, that's it. And I'm not gonna give too much away about games or anything like that, so if you haven't played them and you're interested in playing them, I won't spoil it for you, but I will tell you my experience with it. And don't let that kind of warp your idea of a game or anything like that. This is just fun. This is a fun recap. So yeah, like, let your experience be your own with these games. These are just my experiences. I'm not a hater. It's just I like being critical about certain things I care about. Okay, so here's the list. Yeah, would absolutely replay. Really enjoyed. Fun moments and playable. Doesn't really look like a professional, you know, whatever. It's my first time. I was like, man, should I have like been more specific? Should I have gone to like from like scariest to not scary? Like, I don't really know. I mean, all these games are so different in a sense. Yeah, all these games down here, the ones that I've played this year on stream. I've played other games off stream, but yeah, these are the ones that I've played with you guys. And yeah, Resident Evil 4, I also played the DLC for that, which felt like a, you know, its own thing, which it is, but I'm grouping that Separate Ways DLC in with Resident Evil 4 as well. So, okay. I'm gonna, I guess, describe the categories a little bit more. So, obviously, the green absolutely would replay, or whatever, would absolutely replay, is like creme de la creme, chef's kiss, bon appetit, like best of the best in my heart that I wouldn't mind replaying multiple times. Really enjoy it. Is I might replay it. I probably will, but kind of whenever I would get around to it. But I enjoyed the overall game experience, and I might replay it, but I might not replay it. Wouldn't be like I wouldn't jump on that, you know. Yeah, but if like a friend was playing it or whatever, I would, probably want to watch them play it, or like relive that experience too, or whatever. And then fun moments would be not necessarily going to replay it, but I have fond memories of the game. And had like really fun parts that I appreciated. And playable, obviously, I feel like is just like meh, you know. Probably no, would not play again. um I guess like maybe the overall experience would have been lackluster for me, or like the game crashed too many times, or like whatever, buggy. I'm actually not the best critic because I I tend to lead on the more like positive, nicer side or whatever. I'm pretty generous. But when certain things get messed up, like certain movie franchises, Star Wars, then I'm very passionate about that. But with games, I'm also very passionate about as well. But I mean, all the games that I've streamed, I selected because I knew that I would like them in some sense, and that is true. But maybe some of them I realized that I probably, didn't enjoy as much as I thought. We'll see if any of these games make even the bottom tier. I don't think they will. I don't know. I don't trust myself. I feel like I'm gonna give everything like mid or up. So but I'm gonna try to be like a critic, that way you guys can actually, I don't know, get a sense of my taste or whatever you would call it, or my experiences playing these games. Yeah. So okay, so I just finished playing Little Nightmares 2. I love that game. I finished replaying it for, I guess, yeah, the second time. And I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I guess it'd been like a little bit since I had played it last, at least like maybe over a year, or just about a year, and I pretty much forgot a lot of the gameplay. So yeah. It took me a little bit longer to beat than I thought. I beat the first Little Nightmares in one stream, and I thought I was gonna be able to do that with the second one, but I guess I just didn't remember half the shit, or how to get through certain areas or whatever quick enough to where I had to break it up into two streams. But yeah, okay, so Little Nightmares 2. Where do I want to put that at? I love how I'm just like putting this pressure on myself to choose and pick, you know. Okay. I want to say really enjoyed, because yeah, I think this game is really fun, and I do really find it charming and awesome. But since I've played it already twice, I don't think I'm going to go back and play it. If like, a friend wants to play it, or who comes over and wants to play it, or if someone's playing it, on stream, I might watch or whatever. But I don't think personally I would replay it. I feel the same way about Little Nightmares as well. I don't think I would necessarily replay it, even though I actually kind of do like the aesthetic a little bit more than Little Nightmares too. Um, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I feel bad lumping them together, but yeah, I would say since I've already replayed it, I guess twice or whatever, then I would just yeah, I would just put, I guess, them together. So okay. So okay. Alan Wake 2. I have a lot of feelings about it. I have a lot of feelings about it. It was the longest game that I've streamed. Um yeah, it was 5 parts, and usually I finish games in like 4 parts, and I I usually stream for about 4 hours, 4.5, 5 hours. So yeah. I mean, it's a lot. It's a long game. There were a lot of parts that I really enjoyed. There were some parts that I didn't so much. I really enjoyed Saga Anderson's playthrough better than Alan Wake's. I liked parts of Alan Wake's, but I felt like it was just, it didn't feel super familiar to me in a way to where maybe I didn't enjoy it as much. It just felt like really dense and I don't know. I think they really tried. They really tried to make it something. You know, they really tried to make it super different, and it was interesting, and I really like that. And I'm not gonna put it low on the tier list because I really admire the developers and all that stuff for trying to do that. And I just think maybe it's because I'm not super invested in that universe. I haven't played Alan Wake, the first game, to maybe to where like me playing the second game, I didn't have a strong enough connection to Alan Wake or his story really, and it's very heavily narratively driven or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of gameplay, so they definitely intertwine like fun gameplay, you know, mechanics, but also like super heavy narrative. So it's not like you're watching a game being played out like the Quarry. It's different. But still, I think they just tried to throw too many things at you with this game, or for me with Alan Wake. And for that, I don't know. I want to say it had fun moments, I think. And I know this is me being critical, and I'm trying to be critical, but I don't. I think maybe I would have a different experience with Alan Wake 2 if I did not stream it. I feel like since I streamed it, I felt like I needed to get through it, which I know I could have taken my time, but I really just wanted to play through the game and experience it and just get it out there and upload it on YouTube and just have that, you know? I think I might have had a different experience if I didn't stream the game. But I liked most of it. I liked most of it, and I think I really liked the effort that they put in it. I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah. I do recommend playing this. I think that people who are just gonna play it, you know, sit on their couch and play it, are going to enjoy it more, rather than streaming it. But yeah, if you want to stream it, go ahead. It's just a long ass game, so don't expect to finish it quickly at all. You know what? It does go against a couple game of the year nominations for sure. I do think it deserved its spot in the game of the year nominees for sure. Because it is a fantastical and fantastic game. I don't know, maybe I would dive into it on my own time. But I do remember I do remember, yeah, parts of it kind of dragging, and the end of my, I guess I want to say like the second half of the whole game, the last couple chapters got really buggy, and the graphics just really shat the bed. I don't know if it was because I was streaming or what, but that really ruined the experience for me. The first half of the game was like a dream. I was playing Saga's storyline mostly because I enjoyed it more. But yeah, I had fun moments. I don't know if I would necessarily replay it though, because it was a lot. It was a lot. It was an adventure, and I don't regret it, but I don't think I would replay it. We'll start with the first one, The Evil Within. Okay. So I was actually quite pleasantly surprised. I really like the Evil Within franchise. I really do. I am a Resident Evil nerd. I mean, I don't know everything. Like if I did, you know, bingo or trivia or whatever the fuck. I wouldn't know all the answers to Resident Evil related shit, but I do like, I'm a fan of the franchise. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. um so, and it's the same, I think, writer or creator or something as Resident Evil, so that makes sense why I like it so much. Yeah, it's good and scary too. Yeah, the imagery, the first one kind of starts you off in a actually I think the whole thing, most of the whole thing takes place in like a mental hospital, like super run down, which I kind of like. I like that atmosphere a lot. So I'm gonna put this game on really enjoyed. I don't know if I would necessarily replay it. Maybe, and that's what this tier is. Maybe I might replay it. This one's not so much. This one's not. Obviously, this is. So, yeah. The Evil Within 2. Let's see. I also really enjoyed that. I liked how they made it a bit more of like an open world type game. There's definitely like boundaries and limits and stuff, but it was more of like you're kind of dropped in this like spooky neighborhood where everyone's just gone crazy and there's like monsters and shit and ghosts and all that. And I feel like I kind of just scratched the surface with that game. I did finish it. But yeah, I really enjoyed that too. And it's crazy playing that game, the second one, compared to the first one, because the graphics are like so much better than the first one. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna put that there right next. See, like, look, I'm not a great critic because I'm just grouping, the sequels with each other. I don't dislike a lot, so that's the problem with me making a tier list, because I enjoy a lot of things. So I don't know. Okay, especially within this genre. Resident Evil 2. Oh my god, absolutely would replay. Okay, so this game actually kind of got me back into Resident Evil. I want to say I was watching a lot of streams from that one streamer Carcinogen. He's like basically a Resident Evil speedrunner. And yeah, he would play this remake a lot. And I just was like, damn, this remake looks so good. And I was terrified, but yeah, I decided to play it and I really enjoyed it. And I played it, well, I guess like now like 3 times, because I played Leon's run through twice and then Claire's once. And I definitely think I want to play Claire's again, maybe on my own time. But there's also 2 other versions of the main storyline or game. There's like where you start off in a different place. Maybe things are located at a different area. But yeah, I think I would replay this game. Some of the bosses I really freaking hate. And like Tyrant chasing you around. Nah, like he sucks. But yeah, I think I definitely I would replay it again. So I haven't really played the originals. I've only played Resident Evil 6 or 5 and 6. Those are the originals that I've played. I haven't played any of like the OGs, but I know they were like clunky as fuck, but still classics. And I had like the aim lock where you just kind of, I don't know, it was like really awkward. So like them fixing all that and stuff in these remakes, I think really like just makes them sing. And everyone's loving it. Like, super fans of the franchise are loving it, and that's when it's a good ass game. And that leads me to Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4, yes, absolutely would replay. I had a lot of fun with the DLC too, even though it kicked my ass. It's a lot harder than I expect, and it was super heavy combat since most of like the story and narrative was with Leon. You play what's her name, Ada Wong, and most of that is linked up with Leon's story, so there's be a little bit of like an overlap with him. But since it was the DLC, it was like more heavily combat, so it's just constant getting into battles and combat and all that, and that was exhausting, but I still enjoyed it. I don't think I would replay the DLC, but definitely I would replay the main game, Resident Evil 4 Remake. So yes, that's gonna go up here. And I'm gonna talk about, like, I guess after I'm done ranking all these, I want to talk about this, for me, I guess, the scariness of them, or like which one's scary and not so scary and all that, so where that's ranked as well, because I was debating on doing a tier list based off of that, but I didn't. But I just figured that I would just talk it through after I rank them like this. Okay, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, what a masterpiece. I've never actually played, is it called Dead by Daylight? I've actually never played that. But I know it's pretty much very similar premise. Yeah. It's 4v3. So 4 victims and 3 killers. Basically, it's like the movie, the original 1971. I don't know when it came out, 1979. I'm not sure. But it's based off that movie. They have the licensing for that movie, which is cool because they got a lot of the details pretty close. And actually, I love horror movies, so like playing this game was like really fun for me. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I played it with a couple friends online, and it's been really fun. Every time I play it, my heart just, like, I don't know, my adrenaline gets pumping, and I'm like, I feel like I've ran a mile, even though I've just sat here for hours playing it. But yeah, I love this game. I love that movie too. This game actually made me want to watch the movie because I had never seen the original The Texas Chainsaw Massacre until I played this game. And I've only seen the ones in, like, I want to say 2010s remakes or whatever, those ones, like kind of newer, older ones. I would absolutely replay this game. Okay. Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, this is a hot topic because I feel like there are, and I know, don't come at me, FNAF fans, okay? I know there's a huge fandom behind this game, and that's what made me want to play this game. Also, the movie was coming out, and I felt like it would be perfect timing to play this game, and it wasn't what I expected. I think if I would have played it when it released, when the hype was, hyping, and all that, when everyone was playing it, and it was this still kind of indie, like underground type game or whatever, then I think I would have a different affinity for it. But okay, I'm gonna admit, after playing this game and watching the movie, I went down a FNAF rabbit hole, Five Nights at Freddy's rabbit hole on YouTube, because I wanted to figure out what it was that people loved about this game. Um, and I understand. It's a fucking cool concept. It's terrifying. It's cool. I like how they're, blending in, like, I guess, like, child, like, Chuck E. Cheese-esque, scenario with, like, horror. Like, it's cool. I liked the concept a lot. The game, um, the game, I don't know. I think maybe I'd seen footage from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, and that kind of piqued my interest. So I was like, oh, I need to play that next. I really do want to play that because I think that would kind of really change my mind about the franchise as far as the games and stuff. I like the free roaming aspect. This one's fixed, really. You just, like, look at doors, blah blah blah, and then open close lights and all that stuff. There are jump scares, so if you don't like jump scares, don't play this game. I'm gonna tell you, don't play this game because it will scare the crap out of you. It did for me. But I don't know. There's a part of me that wants to replay it because I only got to the second night. Which is so bad. It's funny because I never get comments on my YouTube channel's videos. But I've only gotten comments. Well, I guess on one of my Resident Evil 4 streams, which was cool. On my Five Nights at Freddy's YouTube upload, because there's a lot of FNAFers out there that are very passionate about it and trying to help me out. Trying to help me out with my technique, which I really appreciate. But I don't think I'm gonna become a FNAF streamer. So I think if anything, I might play this on my own time. I really like the lore. I think I like the lore better than I like the game. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. Um, but yeah, yeah. I'm gonna put this at. Oh man, I really don't want to get fucking mobbed by FNAFers. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm gonna play Security Breach and I'm gonna like it. I know I will. This game, I don't know. I don't know if I'll replay it. If I do, it might be with a friend because I think it'd be more fun that way. I'm gonna put it. Look, you guys. I have to put it on playable. I think because yeah, I played it, but I don't know if I super enjoyed the actual game. I love the lore. The lore is sick. I enjoyed the movie. I think I would have enjoyed it better if I didn't spend hours down FNAF rabbit hole on YouTube because I was just comparing that lore against the movie the whole time I was watching it. So I kind of ruined it for myself. But I do like the world. I like the world. I like the idea behind it. I just don't like. I'm not super attracted to that specific game, but I am going to play again Security Breach, and I'm sure I will love that. So don't come at me. Don't come at me. Okay. The Quarry. Okay. Yeah. I liked it. I don't think I'm gonna replay it. I felt like it was way less interactive than I thought. Yeah. Way less interactive than I thought. I enjoyed moments. But yeah, since it was way less interactive than I thought it would be, I think that was like I don't know. It just, some parts were kind of like mid. The story was kind of like okay, I guess. I feel like some of the controls weren't super responsive because, or maybe I don't know. I'm lukewarm on it. I am. Let me be honest. I'm lukewarm on it. I like the effort and I like the idea behind it. And I think it would be a fun game to play with friends or whatever. I think it's a fun streaming game, but I would not replay it on my own time, to be honest. Yeah, I do think it's cool, but I don't think I would replay it. And it did have fun moments too, but I just don't think. I don't know. I just don't. I don't think I would replay it. It's yeah. Okay. All right. The Last of Us Part 1. Okay. That was my second time playing that game. It's great. It's so good. There are some parts that are a real headache in it that I remembered, and I remember it being certain parts being really difficult the first time around, and the second time around playing made it a little bit easier, which was great. Because of knowing what to do and all that. Yeah, I mean, it was fun revisiting the game after watching the show as well. I'm gonna put that on really enjoyed. I don't think I would play the whole campaign again because it's also very heavy narratively. It can drag on a few bits. It's just very heavy in general. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game. Okay. And I will be playing the second one closer to when season 2 of The Last of Us comes out. Yeah, that way it's like people who are curious about the game, the second game, can watch before the show or and compare and stuff. Hopefully it won't be, I mean, yeah, it'll be spoiling it pretty much, but whatever. That's fun, I think. For all of us who've played the games, it's already pretty much spoiled, unless, you know, they do change a few things in like shows and stuff. So then maybe they'll change quite a few things in the second season. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna play the second The Last of Us game. I guess 2020. When is it coming out? 2025, which is so weird to say. 2025 is not even a real year. No, not real. But yeah, I guess 2 years from now I'll be playing the second part again, which I'm sure the third game will come out. Maybe. I know they're working on a third one, so maybe I'll end up playing. I don't know. We'll see. That's actually interesting thing to think about. But yeah, The Last of Us Part 1 is a fun game. I do highly recommend people play it and watch the show so you can kind of compare and yeah. Okay. Scary scale. Scary scale. Okay. So, I want to say the scariest game on here that I've played. I want to say it's like probably a toss up between the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Five Nights at Freddy's, and Alan Wake. I want to say these three games here got me pretty good a couple times. I think these two because they're jump scares. These are very jump scareable. Um, they have a lot of scaries in them. um, yeah. This one just because it's so intense. Especially if you're playing as the victim, which I mostly like playing because it's more fun. Trying to like, you know, escape or whatever and sneak around and stab grandpa and stuff, you know, just fun. But yeah, it gets really intense. It's really scary and intense when freaking Leatherface is on your ass, you know, just ready to chop you down. It's pretty scary. It's pretty intense. Yeah. Um, okay. I want to say yeah, those three take the cake. The Resident Evils. Okay, let's see. Let's see. They're scary. They are. But I think my sense of scare is definitely different than a person who obviously doesn't play these types of games. So yeah, these are scary. These are like generally good, very scary. Um, uh, what do you call it? Atmospheric. That's the word I was looking for. You're very atmospheric. Yeah. So scary for sure, but not like terrifying. I don't think. Personally, no. Okay. Little Nightmares, spooky, and I rate spooky as like I don't know, a 2 on the scary list. 10 being the most scary, 2 being like, I mean, it's got the vibes. Yeah. Little Nightmares and Little Nightmares 2, they've got the spooky vibes. There are some like scary looking faces and like movement types that like certain enemies and characters they have in there that are kind of nightmare inducing. But I wouldn't say it gets your I don't know. There are some chase scenes that are pretty intense too, but I think since I've played them a couple times, um it's not as scary to me. So yeah, these are like if you're not super into playing scary games, these are good starters. These are good. Little Nightmares and Little Nightmares 2 are good starter scary games. Um The Evil Within, okay. And The Evil Within 2. These are scary. These are pretty I'm gonna put them with Resident Evil 2 and 4. I'm gonna put them kind of in the same category as scary, yeah, but very atmospheric and kind of beautiful and spooky in that way. But yeah, they're definitely a couple tiers above this Little Nightmares level. Yeah, these have some scary elements to them. I really do like the kind of more psychological horror avenue that they go down with Evil Within. A lot of really cool, just like changes and like kind of what do you call it? Illusion looking stuff, or like when you pan the camera this way and then back over, it like the room changes in a way or whatever, or something pops up. I like that a lot. I thought that was really fucking cool. um yeah, okay, so The Last of Us, not so scary. I don't think this is also probably a really good introduction to scarier stuff. It is way more intense gameplay wise than Little Nightmares and Little Nightmares 2. Um yeah, so it's like for someone who knows how to, or is good at, video games in general, but also kind of just creeping into the horror survival genre, I think this is good. Good start. Last of Us Part 4 or Part 1. Not too scary. Scary, but I would say it's step below these guys, like up here, Evil Within, Texas Chainsaw, and Resident Evil. Definitely step below that, but above Little Nightmares. Okay. So the Quarry, it had some spooky moments. I mean, like the main dude in it, I guess like the scary monsters are pretty fucking scary looking, but other than that, it's just kind of like a fun teen slasher film type feel. Kind of like a Friday the 13th feel, kind of campy, literally, yeah, it had some spooky moments in it, some like tense moments in it for sure, like quick decision making type moments. um I would say I would put it on par with The Last of Us Part 1 as far as scary. um yeah, yeah. Okay, and we already discussed Five Nights at Freddy's. That's right there with Alan Wake 2 because of the jump scares. Pretty scary. Got me a couple times, definitely. So yeah, not something I love, but I appreciate it. I do. Yeah, I do want to like kind of see what newer games come out next year and kind of make that also a priority, but then like to fill in the gaps, I want to play like older games or games that have already been released and stuff. Yeah, I maybe run back through a couple of my faves. Like I will be running back through Resident Evil 8 and 7. I don't know why I said it in that order. But yeah, I will be running back through 7 and 8 because those games are so scary. At least 7 is so scary, especially because it's like kind of the introduction of first person perspective in a Resident Evil game, which makes it so much more intense and scary, and it's so good. Chef's kiss. Leave a comment below if you want to see me play a certain game that you like. And if there's like, top 5 or whatever list of games that you've played in 2023, I'm very curious about that too. But yeah, these are my tiered games of 2023, and I'm very, very, it makes me happy inside that I started this channel and that I've been playing these games. This is something that I've wanted to do for such a long time, and looking back and reflecting at all these games that I've played with y'all makes me really happy and makes me excited about the future and what else I want to do with this channel, or just like little things I can do to improve this channel. And I'm just looking forward to playing more games and learning along the way and making more connections. But I would like this to grow and have community and just talk about fun spooky games to hang out. It's really fun. I really enjoy it. I like I'm a freak and I like editing videos too now. So I kind of like editing like gameplay footage and stuff. And I don't know, I really enjoy it. It's something that I'm getting better at and learning more from. So yeah, I think it's just it's a whole other thing to get into. It's a whole other world that I'm entering. And yes, it's daunting and yes, it's very competitive, but yeah, picking up skills is can be fun. It's challenging, but you gotta spice it up a little bit. And I think it's important to explore those interests because life is short. And why not? Why not try different things? Fuck it. So yeah, that's my philosophy. All right, so let me show you Spooks. He's gonna come on. He's gonna wish you a great new year. Happy new year. I wish you all the best, and I wish that all your dreams come true. And I'm excited to hang out and chat in the future. Let me show you Spooks. Of course, he left the room as I said that. Apps a hunt for him. Okay. Say goodbye, Spooks. Happy New Year. Oh, he's a scrambler. He cannot sit still because he's very much still baby. Yeah, he's very much still baby. Yeah, he is a wiggly dude. Like he looks like a black blob. He just blends into my chair. You just see like his little eyes. Goodbye. Happy New Year. It looks like he's like presenting the sign. Hold me in the dark. Thanks, Spooks. Thanks for being my Vanna White. I think that's what her name is. I don't know. Goodbye. Keep it spooky. I don't know. I still have to figure out a catchphrase. Don't have one, but goodbye.